Be your most authentic self and love that version of yourself down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to work around these bangs. I might have to clip them aside just for the look. And what do I do next? Girl, you do this every day. Pick my favorite. We're giving the girls winter shade. Hold on. Immediately, no. It's matching. That was too lame. Perfect. If I could give the girls any piece of makeup advice, blend your contour up. And now it's time for the baked goods. My most bizarre life experience is actually something that happened to me fairly recently. I want to say this was about a few weeks ago. I'm getting ready for work and I'm currently managing like a cosmetics store. So anybody who's worked in retail or have shopped in a store, you know how it can get. It's not for the weak, right? So I'm just having one of these mornings where I'm going through the motions. Like, I'm like, God, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know if I'm where I'm supposed to be, or, you know, just having one of those feelings like, okay, I'm at this age. You know, I've done this, I've done that. Where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? And I cried and I cried and I cried. And I started to have this feeling of like, yo, I'm not doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. And not living out to my fullest potential, and just, you know, going through breakups and this and that. Everything seemed to be happening, you know, at the same time. And I'm like, God, speak to me, say something, help me, show me that I'm where I'm supposed to be. Because like, I went back to an old job. That's how I ended up back in this retail setting. So I get to work and an older woman comes in and, you know, she's shopping around. I go over to help her and she's asking about the products, whatever. She says she's there to buy certain things. And she ran out of her cream or whatever it was. And she's like, what's your name? She asked me what's my name. So I told her my name. And she's like, my name is Michelle. I'm like, oh, that's my middle name. And from there, the conversation that me and this woman had, it's just like everything was just in alignment. We were like supposed to meet because she works out in Harlem. She's like a guidance counselor. So she helps send students away to boarding school. I went to a boarding school. So we were talking about that experience, and out of nowhere, when I tell you, this lady just started pouring life into me, and she just started saying things that very morning that I was praying about and just asking God for like answers and confirmation. She just started out of nowhere, things I didn't even ask her. She just started talking to me, and I'm like, all right. But it was just like, wow. Like this morning, I'm crying and praying about these things, and this woman walks into my place of work. She says all these things, and we can have a whole other segment about the things that this woman said, and I was mind blown. And the most bizarre part of it is after she finished speaking, she just was like, thank you. She said thank you to me, like for meeting me and stuff like that. Me and this woman, we hugged and everything. We was crying. It was a whole scene. And she was just like, thank you. And she left. I was like, so you didn't even come in here really to buy anything. Like, she came in here just to speak to me. Mind blown. Mind blown. Y'all, I couldn't even do my makeup while I'm telling that story because it still gives me chills. Like, I came home, even after I spoke to her, I went to the bathroom, my job, cried my eyes out. I wrote down a lot of things we talked about. I prayed, and I'm just like, God, do I share this story? And so one day I'm gonna share this story in more detail and really talk about like everything that we spoke about. But it was beautiful. I don't know if that counts as bizarre, but I'll say the bizarre part is her coming in knowing she had to pick up exact things and was like, all right, thank you, bye. I need to focus on this part. It's like every time I get to my liner, I'm like, hold on, everybody, let's just pause for a minute. Yo, y'all can hear a pin drop up in here. My favorite smell right now, my go-to, my like everyday will probably be probably be YSL Libre. Right now, since it's spring, I've been wearing Jo Malone Red Roses. That's a nice everyday. It's light, it's floral roses. If I'm going on a date night and I need something very sexy, very sultry, it depends. I might do a Tom Ford Lost Cherry. It's not for everybody, but it's good if you're doing a date night, you want something sexy. Or Killian, I'll do Love Don't Be Shy. So right now I'm just letting the glue get tacky. There's so many different pieces of advice I would give to myself at different stages in my life, just to be your most authentic self. Like, always be your most authentic self, and everything else will align with that. I was trying to align with things outside of myself and looking for external validation. Like, everything that I was doing, it was like, okay, are other people going to like this? You know, if I show up this way, are people going to like that? And it's like, just show up as yourself, love that version of yourself fully, and everything else will just fall in alignment. And that even goes with my art. I would tell my younger self, do not care about what other people think. Do not care about the likes. Do not care about the external validation, because when it comes to being a creative and making art, sometimes we'll put something out, and if a lot of people don't like it, all of a sudden we think our art isn't good enough. And that would happen to me. I started a YouTube channel. I would make videos, and okay, some people would like it. I'll put the next one out. People wouldn't like it. I'm like, maybe I didn't do good on that one, or maybe I'm not as good as I think. And I would internalize that, and it held me back from doing a lot of things. So I would tell myself, girl, get yourself out there, do you, don't be afraid. Like, don't look for external validation. Just be your most authentic self and love that version of yourself down, okay? What I tell myself is not to be afraid of change, to embrace change, and, you know, just kind of trust your process. I want to add this one gem, just to prioritize your relationship with yourself. Like, that's the most important relationship you're ever gonna have. You spend the most time with yourself. You're gonna be with yourself the entire portion of your life. So just make sure that you are constantly nurturing and pouring into yourself, and all the other relationships in your life, they will flourish. My last piece of advice I would have to say, and this is for anyone that's in the same season that I'm currently in, would just be to go after what you want. Like, don't let age be a determining factor. I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and, you know, she wanted to start something new in her life, but she was starting to feel like, I'm at this age, like, it's gonna take me this amount of time to finish, and by then I'll be that age. Cut all of that, honestly, because whether you do it or not, the time is still gonna go by. You're still gonna be that age. So would you rather get to that point and be like, hey, at least I tried? This in a sense. Ooh, that's so pretty. Okay, let's finish up. So it's going with the MAC Fix Plus, just to set all those layers, and then after I finish off with the one side. So let me hold my bangs. And we are done. We are ready to go out.